2020 is testing how we work together to address critical challenges at home and across borders. Support for international cooperation hangs in the balance at precisely the moment when robust collaboration is needed most. From promoting climate change and sustainability to averting conflict within and between nations, to confronting the systemic forces that create unequal societies in the end of the year. Now, I have a question for you. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about the 2020?
The coronavirus.
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 The Covid-19 pandemic was first identified in December 2019 in Wuhan, China. By December 2020, the virus had extended to virtually every corner of the planet, including ships at sea, but excluding Antarctica and a handful of small islands. The United States leads in new cases, new deaths, active cases, and recoveries. The responses caused global social and economic disruption, including the largest global recession since the Great Depression. Misinformation circulated through social media and mass media. What do we have next,
The
Kate?
greatest moment in the modern history of our great nation. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. You want to ban our national flags, but we're going to wave you goodbye.
After almost 4 years of the whole Brexit situation, the UK finally left the EU on 31st January 2020. This began a transition period that is set to end on 31st December 2020, during which the UK and EU are negotiating their future relationship. During the transition, the UK remains subject to European Union law and remains part of the EU Customs Union and Single Market.
We are leaving. We're never coming back.
I guess now we gotta move to the beginning of the year, cause we're going to talk about climate, right?
The numbers are in. The past decade has been the warmest in recorded history. Deadly wildfires, including those affecting Australia, hurricanes, extreme weather events, and climate-influenced migration and hunger in many parts of the world are now regular occurrences. Ice caps are melting, sea levels are rising, and the very survival of island nations has been threatened. Indeed, our entire ecosystem is at risk. 1 million animal and plant species may be extinct within years, the largest-scale ecological loss humans have seen. In 2020, the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, declared that
The state of the planet is broken.
the United Nations has also called climate change the defining issue of our time. And the World Health Organization said it threatens the essential ingredients of good health, clean air, safe drinking water, nutritious food supply, and safe shelter, or has the potential to undermine decades of progress in global health. This year indeed had a lot of protests, and one of the biggest one happened during summer.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
Now we're talking about Black Lives Matter protest. Black Lives Matter is an international social movement formed in the United States in 2013, dedicated to fighting racism and anti-black violence, especially in the form of police brutality.
This protest should not be necessary.
Civil unrest and protests began as a part of international responses to the death of George Floyd, a 46-year-old African-American man who was killed during an arrest.
George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! Say her name! Breonna Taylor!
Protests in support of the US Black Lives Matter movement spread swiftly all around the world, with people taking to the streets in Sydney, Rio de Janeiro, London and Seoul, among other cities. Many incorporate their country specific needs for progress, particularly in the context of colonial legacies.
The lack of care, respect, and humanity for Black lives. I hear us, I see us, and I feel us.
Unfortunately, this is the end of the first part, But I do believe that you liked it and you'll come back tomorrow to watch the second part. Make sure you liked and subscribed. Thank you very much for watching.